Good evening, my dear friends. Today I will be continuing the class of what I left yesterday. Yesterday I had the chance to discuss about indefinite article and the rules regarding the indefinite articles a and an. Yesterday I left with one exercise for you to identify where to use the indefinite articles and where it has to be omitted and where it has to be used properly. Today you will be able to see how I am going to deal with a definite article. As I told you yesterday I told you that we always take granted the articles and we don't pay much attention to it, think that we can easily manage. That type of mentality and that type of attitude in our approach will defeat us very easily with regard to articles. More than any other parts of speech, articles are having very a difficult position in every sentence because we are actually not knowing exactly where to use articles in our writing, in talking or in speaking, in giving in delivering a speech, etc. There may be a lot of excuses, but in writing area, when we look at the articles, the scoring will go for correct position of articles in every sentence. So depending upon that one, today I am going to deal with a definite article, the. Students, I believe that you have copied each and everything and every rules and every point, and you have completed the exercise that I gave you yesterday regarding the indefinite article. And today, like yesterday, you have to open your notebook and write very clearly the definite article. So when we think about definite article, the word definite itself shows that there is something very, very particular and very specific. So when we say definitely and it is a definite answer, there will be nothing wrong. So this is a definite answer and this is a very good response. It means to say that there is nothing wrong in that. So in connection with that, we have to understand definite means that is going to specify certain things. Let us first and foremost see what is this definite article. And you must remember there is no other article other than the as defined as definite article. So where it can be used or where it is used? It is used to indicate a specific person or thing. It can be used with countable and uncountable nouns as well as plural nouns. So first thing you have to remember is that it is used to indicate a specific noun or a thing or specific person or a thing. So when we say a specific person or a thing, it is referring to some particular person or particular thing, something that is very, very important, or it cannot be omitted. The article cannot be omitted there. So it is there to indicate or give a reference to a specific person or a thing. So now we need to understand what is this specific person or thing. Let us look at this use of definite article. Look at where it has to be used. So from this particular examples or the rules, you will come to know what is this specific person or thing. Let us see that. First rule is that before a noun which has already been mentioned once. So yesterday I spoke to you about indefinite article a before a noun, and you are very unfamiliar with that noun, you can use the indefinite article a. So, and that is for the first time when you refer that noun for the first time and you are unfamiliar with that noun. So, you are going to use a. Then when you want to mention the same noun for the second time, it is going to be different. That is why here the rule here is before a noun which has already been mentioned once. That means you already have mentioned the noun with an indefinite article and you want to mention once again, okay, there you will have to use the definite article the. So it is very clear from here. You see, before a noun which has already been mentioned once, that means the noun had been already mentioned once and you want to continue that noun being mentioned in the same sentence or in the second sentence, whereby you are going to use a definite article. So here a very clear cut example is given to you. One is, he bought a car. The car was silver grey in color. So you see very clearly, see in the first part of the sentence, he bought a car. There it is indefinite article followed by a definite article. That means you are going to talk about that car or that noun once again. So when you talk about that noun once again, you are going to speak not about any other car but about the car which was mentioned in the first sentence. That is why it is called definite. It is very specific. It's not a new car again, or it is not another car again, but it is a car that you mentioned about in the first part of the sentence. So it is very clear from here. The car was silver grey in color. So from this particular first sentence itself, you can easily understand that a car, and the second part of the sentence is the car. So here what is the relation? Here the car which was mentioned in the first part is already being mentioned once again. Therefore, we are going to make it very, very specific. I hope you are understanding this particular part of the explanation. Second sentence, you see, she made a cake. The cake was delicious. See that. Here also you can see a very close connection between the first a cake and the cake. What is this close relation here? The second part of the sentence, the cake, is not any other cake. It's the same cake that was mentioned in the first part is being mentioned in the second part. That is why the definite article is used. So in order to point out that definite noun, you have to use the definite article the. So from these two clear examples, you can understand why in the first part it is a, while the noun is being the same, and the second part it is a definite article. Why that kind of a connection is there? So the connection is nothing but to make it more specific and to repeat the same noun. So when you repeat the same noun, you have to use a definite article here. To continue with the rules, look at the second rule that is mentioned here. Before a noun referring to a particular person or thing. Before a noun referring to a particular person or thing. So if you look at the example that is given here, okay, this is the man who helped you. So here you can see very, very clearly, this is the man who helped you. So here a reference is given to a particular person who actually extended the help to you. So you want to mention the person or the man who helped you. So there you have to use a definite article. It is not any man that helped you out. It is the man whom you had already seen and whom you are referring to. Look at the second example. This is the film which that won the national award. Any other film that won the national award. So from the sentence itself, when you are given some kind of a gap, filling up the gap in the examination, you have to observe the words used there. What are the words used there? Competency with the use of word. Look at the third rule to illustrate more about it. Before an adjective that acts like a noun, see that. Before an adjective that acts like a noun. What is the meaning of that? Look at the fourth rule. Before a singular noun that represents a whole class, there is a singular noun that represents the whole class. So that could be, for example, the word cat is a common noun. It is representing all types of cat. So the cat is a comfort loving animal. The sparrow is a tiny bird. From here you can understand, from the rule, if you look very carefully, you will see that singular noun, cat is a singular noun, sparrow is a singular noun, but that represents a whole class. Since it is representing the whole class, the dog is a ferocious animal. See, we can use a noun that represents the whole class. Whole class here is referring to the common noun. So before the common noun, we can use to represent the whole class, meaning to say a singular noun can be taken for a whole class or a common noun by the use of a definite article. Okay, so you look at the larger examples here. Fifth rule, look at this. Before ordinal numbers, when they are used as adjectives and with the words like last, next, present, following only and same examples, this is the first thing that you should do. So it is an ordinal number. First is an ordinal number. Our rule is that use of a definite article before ordinal numbers when they are used as adjectives. So the ordinal number is used as adjective. When we use the ordinal numbers as the adjective, we have to use the definite article. This is the first thing that you should do. He is the first person whom you have to honor. See that. He is the last person who would harm you. My flat is of the same size as yours. So here, from all these examples, we can find out that first, last, same, they are all adjectives. Again, the sixth rule is that before superlatives, this is the easiest rule that you can remember before the superlative. So when we think about the degrees of comparison, you will come across positive, comparative, superlative. So before the superlative, we need to use the definite article the. Look at the seventh rule illustrated here. Seventh rule is very, very common, and also you have to keep in mind before some nouns such as earth, moon, sun and sky, they are easily identified as a particular thing and very, very specific. You need to use the definite article. Again, you have the eighth rule applied before names of rivers, mountains, ranges, seas, groups of islands, universities, holy books, newspapers, well-known buildings, directions, and entire families. In all these areas, you have to use a definite article before the names of rivers. You have to remember not simply the river. The river will have a name. Ganga, Godavari. Like that, so many rivers are there. Periyar. Then newspapers like here also before the names of newspaper, the Telegraph, the Hindustan, the Mirror. See here, all this you have to practice in your mind. No need to go for an extra exercise for this one. You can practice in your mind. You are also near to some rivers which will have some names. You are also near to some mountains. You are also having some newspapers in your house. You are also having some well-known buildings near your house. And you have holy books, the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita, the Quran. All these are actually the holy books, and you can use the definite article before the holy books. So if you look at the omission of definite article, so we had been discussing about the use of the rules of definite article, but there are places we have to omit, means we can't use the definite article. The definite article the is not used in the following situations. Let us see that. Before proper nouns, okay, and material nouns, abstract nouns, and nouns representing general categories. So here, before proper nouns, you know what is a proper noun. Now second rule you see where we are omitting out the definite article. Before plural nouns, when we refer to a category of nouns rather than specific objects in that category. Before plural nouns, okay, when we refer to a category of nouns rather than specific objects in that category. So for example, oranges are rich in vitamin, not the oranges. Why? Because plural nouns. Third rule where we have to avoid the definite article, one is before days of the week and dates. So you have the dates and days of the week. You know what are the days of the week and the dates very clearly. Before them we don't use any definite article. And let us look at the fourth rule where we are omitting out the definite article. One is before names of seasons, languages, subjects and games. So before the names of seasons, you remember the names of the seasons, you remember the languages, subjects and games. We don't use normally any definite article. We don't use the English, the mathematics, the football, the badminton, etc. The season like the summer, nothing we use because they have occupied their own speciality and specific attention in the word itself. Fifth rule, before the names of countries, states, regions and cities. So we don't use the definite article before the names of countries. Names, you have to remember, names of countries, states, regions and cities. So we need India. India is the name of a country. Telangana is the name of a state, and we don't use any definite article. Okay. Here you have the last part, a repetition of the definite article. The definite article the is repeated in the following situations when we refer to two different people in the sentence. The dean and the principal are on leave. Repetition. You can repeat the definite article for different people in a sentence when we refer to two different people. For example, dean and principal. The dean and the principal, they are two different people. Again, in some double comparisons, the higher you climb, the colder it gets. This is a kind of double comparisons. The higher, the more you work, the better it is. The more, the merrier you are. So you understand by the word repetition. These are all. My dear students, here is an example exercise for you, which you can do by yourself, where you have to use a definite article and put a cross where no definite article is needed. So students are very clever. They don't even read the question properly. Sometimes they will not read the question and they will try to answer the question, and they will you misuse the definite article where it is even not needed to use. So here is some examples for you. Try to understand this and try to grasp the meaning of these sentences. Try to revise. If it is possible, uh, you can approach me with your queries. You should remember that the uh, post in my channel, the post, there are screenshots of this particular lesson I have taught you today. You can refer to that one for a better understanding. Thank you. Thank you for supporting and listening to my video.